Thank you for joining me tonight under such heavy circumstances because what we just uncovered simply cannot wait anymore. New state evidence in the tragic disappearance of Elena Moore has completely shifted the ground beneath us all today. Investigators just exposed a massive 2-hour missing window on the night she vanished, revealing a secret unrecorded stop at a local CVS pharmacy right before she walked into those silent, dark woods. For 2 hours and 37 minutes, Elena completely dropped off the grid, and what she was doing during those blank hours changed everything we thought we knew about her final steps. It makes you wonder what truly happened in the dark commercial parking lots before her personal cell phone went completely dead. If this tragic case touches your heart, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your important thoughts below as we seek justice together. I still cannot fully process what the forensic timeline tells us about her last movements, and the details I'm about to share are genuinely chilling. What exactly did authorities find hidden in that missing time that points away from a simple medical emergency? Let's start the main video now. The single most disturbing piece of news to just break in this investigation drops us directly into a massive, unaccounted-for gap of time on the very night Elena Moore vanished. Think about this. She signs in at her gym at 6:40 p.m., but then she completely drops off the grid. She does not show up on another camera until 9:17 p.m. at a Publix parking lot. That is exactly 2 hours and 37 minutes where she completely vanished into thin air. Where was she? Who was she meeting in those dark shadows? This is where the investigation takes a truly baffling turn. According to initial police records, authorities actually listed her last known location not at the gym, but at a CVS pharmacy on Sunset Boulevard, where she occasionally worked. Why did they change it later? Did Elena secretly backtrack to that pharmacy during those missing 2 hours to grab something? It makes your stomach drop to think that she might have been desperately seeking help or medication before wandering toward the trees, but it gets even heavier. We now know from verified local institutional leaks that Elena was actually discharged from a professional mental health facility on the exact day she went missing, June 11th. If she was in such a fragile, dangerous state of mind that she needed specialized medical care, who officially signed the papers to let her leave alone? Why was there no safety plan, no family member picking her up, and no one watching over her as she was left to walk into the pitch-black night without a working phone? It brings up so much anger to see how badly the system failed this poor woman. If you were in her shoes, completely disoriented, wouldn't you expect someone to hold your hand? But instead, she was left entirely to the dark. And yet, this is only the beginning of the cracks in this story because her friends are now speaking out about what was really happening to her body. Now, if that timeline doesn't make your blood boil, what her closest friends just revealed next will completely alter how you look at her physical decline. They are completely rejecting the simple narrative of a sudden mental breakdown. Instead, a terrifying new theory has taken hold across the true crime community. Was Elena being slowly, systematically poisoned? According to her friends, her sudden social media silence and changing behavior during the months of April and May were not caused by a mental illness, but could instead be the direct result of slow, repeated toxic doses given over several weeks. Imagine the sheer terror of feeling your mind slip away day by day, completely unaware that someone might be doing this to you on purpose. It breaks my heart to even think about it. But who had that kind of terrifying knowledge? This is where we have to look directly at the man at the center of this storm, her husband, Brandon Slice. Look at his background. He spent 14 years in local law enforcement before becoming a licensed private investigator. Commentators on internet forums are asking a chilling question. Did his elite training give him access to substances that bypass standard medical checks? And then comes the digital footprint. During the very first days of the search, Brandon posted a message on Facebook stating his wife was not well, but then without warning, he deleted it. Why? Why would a trained investigator erase his own words during a critical search? Let's take a look behind the closed doors of their household because this is where the mystery morphs into an absolute tragedy. To truly understand why Elena was in that fragile state, we have to look at the evidence left behind in her private communications. Leaked text messages and messenger screenshots shared by her closest friends, Ashton Jeffcoat and Lauren Beasley, paint a devastating picture. They reveal that Elena and Brandon were trapped in a toxic 9-year cycle of ambivalence. For nearly a decade, Elena was constantly trying to break free, packing her things and actively looking for an independent apartment or a roommate to finally escape. But every single time she tried to leave, she was pulled right back into the same suffocating trap. At the time of her death, they were in the middle of an official separation. How many of you out there have ever felt trapped in a relationship where you felt completely isolated? It makes me so incredibly sad to realize how alone she must have felt while fighting this silent battle at home. And that brings us directly to the physical scene where everything ended. SLED investigators did not find her body out in the wide open wilderness, as the initial rumors suggested. No, her final resting place was much more calculated. They discovered her remains hidden directly beneath a concrete guardrail near the 14-Mile Creek Bridge. Who knew about this specific obscured location? Was she running to hide there from a predator, or did someone drop her body over that rail in the dead of night? Every piece of physical evidence is pointing toward a dark setup, but the ultimate authority on this case is still holding back the final truth. This brings us directly to the current state of the investigation, where a massive, quiet battle is playing out behind closed doors between local authorities and state detectives. Right now, there is an intense layer of friction because state agents from SLED are digging into corners that local departments seem hesitant to touch. But what is taking so long? The ultimate answers are currently resting in the hands of Coroner Margaret Fisher. She has issued a strict warning to the public and the media alike. Do not jump to conclusions until the full toxicology panels are completed. These forensic experts are screening for highly specific, uncommon chemical compounds that standard medical tests routinely miss. It is an agonizing waiting game, and it honestly fills me with a sense of deep frustration that months have passed without a formal charge. But we have to look at the harsh reality of where this case stands today. Brandon Slice has not been arrested, nor has he been named an official suspect by law enforcement. Because of his 14 years of local service as a sheriff's deputy, people in the community are starting to ask very loud, deeply uncomfortable questions. Is the local justice system protecting one of their own, or are they simply being incredibly cautious to ensure they do not ruin a complex trial? Meanwhile, Elena's voice has been completely silenced. A beautiful, vulnerable woman who spent nearly a decade trying to find her footing in this world was left to perish near a cold creek bed. It makes me incredibly sad to think about how many red flags were completely overlooked by the people who were supposed to protect her. What do you think really happened during those 2 missing hours before she vanished into the woods? Do you believe the secret CVS stop holds the key to a poisoning plot, or did the system simply turn its back on a woman in a severe mental crisis? We cannot let Elena's memory fade away into a cold case file, and we must keep demanding complete transparency from SLED. Did a master manipulator use his specialized law enforcement training to commit the perfect crime, or will the final toxicology report expose the truth? Elena deserved a safety net, but instead, she got a concrete guardrail.